This is Michael Lewis, former New Orleans Saints point and kick returner. You're watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on Spreaker.com and YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX-TV. I'm the WrestleGamer WB Billy Boutron, and guys and gals, with it being WWE Week on TV this week, they decided to have Super Smackdown live on Tuesday. Now, personally, did it feel like a Super Smackdown? I think the only reason they called it Super Smackdown because it was live on USA. I think other than that, it was just a normal branded episode of SmackDown in my opinion. But anyway, let me introduce the panel for the Super Smackdown review. First off, ladies and gentlemen, from YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV, he is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good and got me a little bit of Chex Mix over here. So, good to go.
Hey, pass some of that around anyway.
There you go.
And ladies and gentlemen from the Hoodad Temple on Twitch, ladies and gentlemen, it's James from the Big Easy. James, how you doing?
I want to rewind to main event. I want to play chess with Paige.
I'm coming after you now.
Unfortunately, I did not get the chance to watch main event, so I do apologize about that one, guys, gals. And the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman, is here. Cartman, how you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Just really tired.
Anyway, guys and gals, let's start off the review on Super Smackdown with Roman Reigns and Fandango. This is pretty much just a squash match. Fandango just getting trampled by Roman Reigns. I will say this, though, because I even brought it up on the TLC review. Thank God they finally gave Roman Reigns new gear because of the fact that he had that same gear, the same Shield gear, for about 2 years in the WWE. And, finally they give him new gear. Even though it isn't that much of a difference into it, it's just a little bit of white lining all over the gear, especially on the top part of the. It was just Fandango getting smashed by Roman Reigns with a spear, and that was pretty much it. Dean Ambrose, who would come out to talk about TLC a little bit, and they would make the big announcement. And Lance, I think personally, in my opinion, that this would make tribute to the troops tonight worth watching. It's the fact that now it's going to be Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt in a boot camp match. For those of you who don't know what a boot camp match is, it was a match invented by kayfabe invented by Sergeant Slaughter, and it was just basically a no disqualification type of a match, but they would come out in military type of gear, and they would have military boots on and stuff like that. But I think with Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, Lance, it might make tribute to the troops worth watching.
Oh, most definitely, because hell, we don't want to see Florida Georgia line. God, help us.
Yeah, and I know there aren't a lot of fans of Florida Georgia line on here, but up next we would have a six-man tag: Erick, Rowan, and the Usos taking on Luke Harper and the Miz and Damien Mizdow. Damien Mizdow, again, I love the guy. The guy is just really hilarious. I love what they've done with them, making him very entertaining.
I just wish James. I wish they would just break away Mizdow from the Miz, because the gimmick is kind of getting old. Seeing just the Mizdow gimmick, it's funny, but it's getting very repetitive.
Yeah, but they can't break them away right now because they're tag team champions. But I got to say this though, James, the finish to that match, I was actually very impressed with Erick Rowan's leap off the top rope onto the Miz to get the pin. Man, I gotta say, I was very impressed with Erick Rowan right there.
Hey, we find out he can fly. That's all I can say.
I wonder if that beard gives him extra altitude.
We knew goats could fly. We didn't know sheep could fly.
Not quite.
Yeah, we pretty much found that out. And like I said, very impressed with Erick Rowan, to say the least. Up next, we were scheduled to have a match between with Ryback and Seth Rollins, and me being a dummy, kind of spoiled it. Rusev attacking Ryback and kind of, quote, injuring him. And I got to say, I'm glad WWE Cartman is actually pursuing this storyline, because it's something I said on the Raw review about the possibility of them having Ryback to be the first guy to ever pin Rusev in the ring. do you think that's a huge possibility that they could go that route with Ryback and Rusev?
It wouldn't. It would somewhat make sense because Ryback being the big guy he is, can have feud start with them too, and because I don't know where I'm trying to go with this, but yeah, it seems like it would make sense to kind of have Ryback because it seems though they've been trying to semi-push Ryback, and he hasn't really been in a good feud in a while. And the heel gimmick just failed miserably for him. So bringing him as a face and trying to put him in a feud with somebody, it seems like it would make sense.
Definitely gotta agree with you there. Now Seth Rollins thinking we'd have the night off, was 6 minute take off of the night, and then out comes Dolph Ziggler who challenges him to a match. And I gotta say, Ziggler and Seth Rollins in the main event, one-on-one, that is money in my opinion. That is big time money. Now the Divas Championship match, James. I mean, Naomi taking on Nikki Bella. I gotta say this, James. My twin sister Jenny called this match down to the letter before it even happened, and she got every single part of it right.
I was called with Lance. We knew that the fact that the Miz gave her the shot at the Divas title on main event. That's where the Miz TV part came in. On main event. The fact that the Miz gave the title shot, and then Jimmy Uso came out and all that stuff during Miz TV. I kind of expected that about it, and I was talking to Lance at the time too, right after I heard that announcement. It's like, there was a few things I was gonna see. I thought it was gonna be Brie, but then I remembered, oh wait, she's in the storyline with Mizdow, and the Usos. So you have to expect them to get involved. I mean, do you really think they were gonna give the title to Naomi? No.
No, not at that point in time. No.
And basically, now Nikki said I think before her match was like, oh, she's now done with AJ, and how she got rid of AJ once and for all. So who else can she now feud with? Now that's the question.
Well, possibly, it wouldn't hurt to call up somebody from NXT. I mean, we've been seeing Ascension vignettes for the past 2 days, and I think, and I even said it before, Ascension.
Not the past 2 days, the whole week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it started on the last SmackDown.
Well, I missed that last SmackDown, so I'm sorry about that. But anyway, to say the least, the fact that I really deem it's like I said, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, the Ascension, the best tag team in NXT. And the fans have been waiting for a long time for them to be called up to the main roster to improve the overall main roster, and of course to give more tag teams in the main roster. And the fact of the matter is, I wouldn't be surprised for them to call up somebody from NXT.
I don't think they will bring up a NXT diva. I think they might stick with either someone like maybe a Natalia, or they might have like
Paige.
No, Paige is a heel. Someone's a face, like maybe like Summer Rae or somebody, or Alicia Fox.
Summer Rae. Oh, that's
Summer Rae
worse.
would be stupid. It would be stupid. If they were smart, like said, if they were smart, they bring up somebody like Charlotte from NXT or somebody that actually has talent. But then again,
but remember, also question this: is this really? Is this the last time we actually seen AJ at TLC? Question 2.
Well, we haven't seen her since TLC. That's the thing.
That's a quote-unquote injury.
Maybe she's pregnant.
Oh, God.
Okay, moving on to the next match.
Yeah, moving on. We had Adam Rose taking on Kane, a pretty much repeat from Monday Night Raw. But there is a thing I need to bring up. I meant to bring it up on the Monday Night Raw review, but I didn't put it in my notes. I forgot to mention it, but I did put it in my notes for this review. In the Rosebuds that nobody saw, but I know the Studley Man Ashley was marking out about it, and when I found out about it, I started to mark out a little bit. One, of course, was the beautiful Taylor Hendricks in the Rosebuds. She was the hot redhead by the Bunny, and I think Bunny, you effing bastard. And secondly, the other one that everybody was hugely marking out over in the Rosebuds was Jimmy Jacobs. And now, Lance, you and I, we both got to see Jimmy Jacobs on that Chikara Pro show, so that's why it probably kind of missed us, because that was probably really our first time seeing Jimmy Jacobs. But now he's in the Rosebuds, so well, you know what? At least it's a paycheck from WWE, Lance, right?
Very true. I've seen Jimmy Jacobs a few times in ROH as well. He just did the same thing like he wore last night and Monday night. Same way.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's good to see some of the indie guys actually getting some mainstream attention by WWE. The main event of SmackDown, Dolph Ziggler taking on Seth Rollins. I gotta say, great match by these guys. It's their time in and time out. Dolph Ziggler, whenever he's in the ring with someone, he makes them that much better. And Seth Rollins on his own, even though some people, but again, it's part of the gimmick, guys. Get a grip. But anyway, it was still an amazing match, and Cartman, I know you got the chance to see that, and Ziggler and Rollins, I even said it at the onset, after that segment with Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, that match is money. No matter on what show, it's always money, and it did, in my opinion, Cartman, it really delivered.
Yeah, it did. I think I said this to you on Facebook. It's sad that somebody like Ziggler, he'll be a mid-card talent because WWE doesn't want to give him a push. But somebody like him constantly puts on better matches than the big names in the company. And just looking at TLC, who put on a better match, Cena or Ziggler? I'm going with Ziggler.
I concur.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there would concur as well. So, with that note, guys, it's now time to go into overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of WWE Super Smackdown. Super Smackdown, like I said, the only reason why they called it Super Smackdown is because it was live, and more than likely we're going to have a replay of it Friday night on Sci-Fi. So if you didn't get to see it last night, then more than likely you're going to see it Friday on Sci-Fi. Now, as far as the show, I got to say it was a very decent show. I was actually very impressed. I love the main event, which is going to be best match of the night, Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. It was an amazing match. Good to see J&J Security getting airtime on TV. I'm glad that, because JP Noble and Joey Mercury haven't done jack shit until they started being J&J Security.
I was going to say, somebody said this to me on Facebook, that them two have actually, somebody said this to me, it seems like it's true that them two have actually had more airtime on TV as J&J Security than they did when they were actually talent with WWE.
And my worst match of the night, guys and gals, I have to go to the Divas Championship match. Not because of the fact that it was a badly worked match. It wasn't. It was the fact that the predictability factor was so huge and that everybody got it right. We all called it. We all knew that Miz was going to come down there. We all knew that Jimmy Uso was going to come down there, and we all knew that Naomi was going to lose because of being distracted by Jimmy Uso and The Miz, and guess what? It happened. And the big thing I've always said, boys and girls, when wrestling becomes predictable, it becomes...
bullshit.
And...
boring.
Thank you. So that's why that's why that's worst match of the night. But overall... let's say that this was a little bit better than Monday Night Raw. So, yeah. All right. Well, Super SmackDown's going to get a 3 out of 5 for me. Lance, over to you. What's your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Super SmackDown?
Well, overall, this is the first time I've watched SmackDown in a good chunk of time.
Same here.
Well, I've caught like the ends a bunch of times because me and Ash hang on in Skype calls all the time on Friday nights. But yeah, overall, I'd give it 3.25. Pretty good little show. Best match has to be the main event, and I'll tell you why. The main event of that was probably better than the main event of Raw. Seth Rollins was wrestling the man who sets the hot standards higher.
Definitely. Definitely. Your worst match?
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said before, it's not because of the fact it was a bad prediction. But anyway, let's go to James next to get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Super Smackdown.
I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I'd say the best match is the main event, but as I said, I'm not gonna have. I can't give it to the Divas title match. You know why? I mean, I'm looking at the match quality, and it's even though it's predictable, it wasn't bad. The worst match has to be Kane and Rose because it's a repeat of Monday,
And there is animal abuse in there.
Yeah, they killed the bunny! No! They killed
Yes!
the bunny!
Yes!
Damn it! Damn it! They killed the bunny!
Anyway, we're gonna go to Cartman last.
Worst match. I'd probably give it a 3.5. Worst match. Divas Championship match. Stupidly predictable. Best match, I'd say main event. Because Ziggler constantly puts on good matches and Rollins is right there behind him. Best segment has to be the Kane versus Ambrose match because he euthanized the fucking bunny. Yes.
Wow, that was a little bit weird. The Google Chrome where I'm using to record the reviews is what we mostly do. Kind of crashed on me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but everything is still going, so everything is fine. Cartman, you gave your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment.
Yeah.
You did.
All right, so on that note, guys and gals, what we want to know now from you guys out there, yes, you guys, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Super Smackdown this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Super Smackdown? And if you didn't catch it, then more than likely it will be a replay of it on Friday night on Sci-Fi. So anyway, we want to know what you guys think out there. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, Redneck Woman cooking videos, where I cook things like what I'm having for lunch right now. Some musical equipment reviews, and just rants. And starting next year, I will have the archives of Hardcore Wrestling Radio's controversies and scandals. So if you hadn't gone over there, get over there and give me a subscribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the #1 commandment in the Huda Temple is thou shalt give James a hamburger. It's James from the Big Easy. James, you got anything coming up?
I am on twitch.tv/fatboy504. I'm doing PS4 gameplay. It is WWE 2K15, where I can do a better Divas title match than what we saw on SmackDown.
And Cartman's on YouTube. But Cartman, I know that you're taking a break from it, right?
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with the channel. I've been streaming a bit more over on Twitch, but yeah.
All right, guys, if you're listening on Spreaker.com, be sure you hit that follow button if you like what you hear. And also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Facebook.com/WGS-TV. And don't forget to please subscribe to YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and YouTube.com/ZFXTV Network if you haven't already. So for the incomparable Lance Moss TV, James the Big Easy, and the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman, I'm the WrestleGamer, Double B Bunny Boudreaux, saying, watch the stick of truth.
Hey.
Definitely.
Since Kane is Concessions Kane, does he serve Bunny now since he killed the rabbit?
Oh, God.